Like I said, this is one of my favorite webinars I get to do. Had some help with one of my companies, American General, helped me produce this webinar along with Lauren. So thank you for that. And I said, we're going to talk today about becoming more income savvy as you prepare to turn on your accumulated retirement assets into retirement income. Hence the name of my company is Clear Income Strategies Group. So this is why I get very excited about this webinar itself. Of course, I'm Dolph Janis. Been in the industry since 2004 and have 10 years running. Next week will be my income strategy radio show. It's at 4 o'clock on WBT. We'd love you to join up to listen. If you'd like to sign up for a future webinar, you can go to donotlosemoney.com. And if you've missed a lot of our webinars that we've been doing every single week during the pandemic, starting on March 12th, they all can be found at our YouTube channel at Clear Income Strategy. So I encourage you, if you want to know, we've talked about Social Security, we've talked about taxes, a little bit of everything. Love getting published. These are all the places I've been published before, as well as I had my own book released last year. And if you've not received my book, Cross the Bridge Retirement, we'd love to give you a free copy, either digitally or a hard copy. You can call or text to that number right there, 307-0202, and we'd love to get that into your hands. So this webinar, I did this one on Tuesday. It took approximately 34 minutes. So bear yourself in, sit back, let's enjoy, and let's get started. I mean, you worked hard to build up your retirement assets, and now with retirement in sight, it's time to shift focus from savings for retirement to generating income. Income Savvy is designed to help you make informed decisions about your retirement income and create a personalized income strategy that is right for you. Now, we've explored some challenges and pitfalls you need to prepare for retirement in the past. Let's start talking about generating income from your savings and your investments. I want to start this out by a video that was created by one of my marketing companies. It's a couple minutes long and about one of the biggest risks in retirement, and it's called longevity.
Retirement. Many of us, when we think about retirement, dream of traveling the world, pursuing our hobbies, volunteering in our community, or getting to spend more time with our family. Of course, the challenge many of us will face as we retire is how do we make sure our money lasts as long as we do? After all, the goal of retirement is to spend it how we want. To do that, we have to answer one obvious question. Just how long do we have to stretch our money for? Back in the 1950s, the average length of retirement for 65-year-old men was 8 years. That's it. Today, retirement looks very different. One of the biggest changes is that we have a higher life expectancy, and living longer means a longer retirement. Life expectancy is defined as the average number of years of life remaining for a group of people at any given age. And to understand just how this impacts our retirement, meet the twins, Bill and Jill. Both are 65 years old. At 65, Bill's life expectancy is 89. Meaning that if he retires today, he needs to figure out how to make his money last 24 more years. Jill's life expectancy is 90. That's 25 years of retirement. But that's only living to the average life expectancy. Think of it this way. You have 100 men in a room and 100 women in another. Half will live beyond life expectancy and half will live less. Furthermore, 25 out of 100 men can expect to live to age 94. 5 out of 100 could live to 100. 25 out of 100 women can expect to live to age 96. 5 out of 100 could live to 102. As odd as it may sound, living longer than you planned is an actual risk in retirement. We call it longevity risk. And longevity risk makes all of retirement's other risks greater. It's a risk multiplier. Take inflation. Let's say inflation is a constant 3% during your retirement. Today, Bill spends $100 on his groceries, but when he reaches life expectancy, his grocery cost will have more than doubled to $222.13. By age 94, his grocery bill would now be $257.51. That's 2.5 times what it was when he retired. If Bill's income didn't increase in retirement, he would quickly find himself looking for ways to cut his grocery spending. Longevity risk multiplies inflation risk, making Bill's retirement much more challenging. Luckily, there are financial strategies you can use to help reduce longevity risk. Ask your financial professional about the use of various insurance products and financial strategies that might be right for you.
I love those little cartoon videos that are easy to watch and enjoy, and they always rhyme up and stuff. But it is longevity, just putting it in perspective of how much longer we are living. I love that video, and I actually have another video at the end of the presentation that I think you're going to enjoy just as well. So when it comes to generating income from your savings and investments for retirement, there are a number of new challenges and pitfalls you may encounter. If you're not prepared for them, these challenges have the potential to derail your long-term retirement income strategy. Let's check out a few of the challenges you may encounter. And of course, the first challenge that we just talked about is you could live longer than you're expected. For a couple both age 65, there's a 50% chance that one spouse will live to age 93, and a 25% chance that one of those spouses is going to live to age 97. Thanks to the improvements of medical technology and diets and disease control, sort of right now, but public health and environment, there's been a significant increase in life expectancy of a 65-year-old over the past generation or so. And while improved longevity is a good thing, it does create potentially more years of retirement that you may need to actually have to fund. Another key challenge has to do with inflation, as was talked about in the video as well. Prices are going to rise more than you anticipate. And consider this, over the past 80 years, inflation has averaged about 3.62% annually. And while that might not seem a lot, over time, the impact of moderate inflation can be dramatic. Assuming the same rate of inflation experienced over the past 30 years, which is 2.6%, potential expenses could be more than double over the next 30 years if history repeats itself. And while we're talking about inflation, it's also to consider the fact that healthcare costs are continuing to climb, as you can see. And you can end up needing costly long-term care at some point in the later years of your life. Someone turning 65 today has almost a 70% chance of needing some type of long-term care services and support in the remaining years. And that's a source from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. And if you may be aware, long-term care costs are not cheap and they're not inexpensive. The median national semi-private nursing home cost right now is approximately $82,125. And according to a recent survey, price is probably increasing every single year. And according to the latest retiree health estimated by the Fidelity Benefits Consulting, a 65-year-old couple retiring this year will need an average of $285,000 in today's dollars to cover medical expenses to and through retirement. It's a big number. As you get ready for retirement, another challenge you may encounter is you might not know is how much to safely withdraw from your savings and portfolio. If you don't draw enough, you may not be able to meet your retirement needs and could actually depriving yourself of the expenditures that you'd really like to enjoy and actually can afford. However, if you take out too much, you could risk potentially running out of money in retirement. So the question you have to ask yourself is, how much is too much? Some of you have heard about the long-held retirement income rule, the 4% rule. The 4% rule suggested that one could safely take out 4% annual inflation income withdrawals from a portfolio of stocks and bonds without running out of money over a 30-year retirement. Unfortunately, today's interest rate, and this is actually called the Morningstar rule, in stock market environment, the number of experts believe that rule no longer is viable. It's more like 2.4%. In fact, industry averages show there's a 20% chance a 4% rule would fail when taking 4% annual inflation adjusted incomes from a portfolio allocated at 60% stocks and 40% bonds over the next 30 years. So when it comes to retirement income, you may prefer a strategy that offers you a little bit more of a guarantee. That's a lot of numbers. I mean, 60, 40%. So if you got on an airplane and pilot comes on the board and says, "You folks, we have about a 20% chance of not making it today. How do you want to go doing that going forward?" And the end of the day question is, do you want to be liable and have people have to take care of you in retirement and be dependable on them? And to complicate matters even further, I am sorry, but the market could experience a significant decline, which has the potential to impact your portfolio and the money available for income over the next bunch of years, as we can see what's happening recently right now. While the long-term trend of stock market has been positive, there have been periods of significant price declines, which can come, it seems like, at the wrong time for most people during your retirement. And again, there's never a right time for a decline. It's important to recognize that if you experience a market downturn in the early years of your retirement, it can have a devastating impact on your portfolio's ability to generate enough income over the long term. As we talked about last week's webinar, this is known as sequence or return risk. Market volatility is expected over time. That's why it's important to look for ways to help protect retirement income from downside risks. And if you're looking at the screen, not including the one we're going through right now, but we've had 32 bear markets, 125 corrections, and 393 dips. It's a lot of making up to do. Yes, we've had some good years in between, but those corrections in the beginning of retirement can really hurt somebody. One way to help protect against the number of challenges and pitfalls you may encounter in retirement is to ensure that you have your retirement income protected from market volatility and guaranteed to last no matter what happens in financial markets. So when it comes to your financial affairs, you are more likely to protect what's important you want with insurance, even with the odds of incurring a loss may be slim. So would you consider doing the same with your retirement income to help protect against market downturns? What we do is we help you understand how principal protection and income protection can be utilized when designing a retirement income strategy. I mean, most of us here, we do own a home. And if you do own the home, you do have paying for homeowners insurance through an insurance company. Most of you here, some people are married or they have children, they have life insurance to help protect against your life, again, with an insurance company. Your car, most of us drive a car and we all have insurance through a car insurance company, through, again, an insurance company. Health insurance, the same thing. And then you have 401ks and IRAs and other portfolio investments that, why wouldn't you want to insure? You're going to insure your house, your home, your auto, your life, and everything else, portion of your portfolio with an insurance company. Now that we've explored some of the challenges and pitfalls to prepare for retirement, let's talk about generating income from your savings and your portfolio. If you're like many individuals nearing retirement or in retirement, you may be wondering how to turn a portion of your existing savings and portfolio, like IRAs and 401ks accounts, into income that you're going to need. Well, there are a number of different income generating strategies to choose from. One approach you may want to consider is what I call the income floor approach. The income floor approach helps you provide a solid foundation for addressing your retirement needs. With this strategy, a minimum level of income, hence the income floor, is established to help cover essential lifestyle expenses, the basic daily needs of daily living, housing, food, transportation, etc. Discretionary lifestyle expenses, such as travel and entertainment, along with legacy plans, which may be more flexible in nature, may be invested by putting a balance of your portfolio in a broad range of savings and insurance products. And based on your time horizon, you have to take out your goals and risk tolerance involved. So let's just take a little bit closer look at how the income floor approach could work and potentially for yourself. The approach is built about retirement needs pyramid. First, you have the essential lifestyle experiences, which I mentioned a second ago, the dailies of living, costs your food, transportation, healthcare costs related. Generally, this is funded with accounts such as Social Security, pensions, annuities, low risk strategies such as bonds and CDs. Then boom, we get into the discretionary lifestyle expenses which you may have more choice on whether or not to fund, such as travel, hobby, dining out, etc. And again, these are funded with savings and investments or generated with income from guaranteed sources. And to finish the income floor approach, we have the legacy plan. This helps address potential tax burdens and provides the financial security for your loved ones along with donations to charity. And generally, again, this is funded with the use of life insurance, trust, and other wealth transfer strategies. Love the income floor approach. So now that we've started to explore that option of the income floor approach that can help generate income for your savings and portfolio, you may be wondering, how do you begin income planning process at this time? The first step in becoming income savvy is to consider your retirement needs. We do have a guide here that we have to hand out. It's called The 5 Steps to Retirement, that was created and free of charge to you. And it basically has steps to retirement leading into it. And then it also has a 3-page report of a income portfolio of how much money you have going out in different areas. And we'd be more than happy to share that to you. Just email us, give us a call, and we'll be more than happy to email that or mail that over to you. But it just helps you to determine how much you're going to need each year to cover your essential lifestyle expenses and your discretionary lifestyle expenses as well. It's a highly important, invaluable tool that you can actually do and then realize how much money you're actually spending. I can be honest with you, over my last 16 years, I've had multiple clients take the time to fill this out, and I would ask them like, hey, Bill and Jill, what are your average monthly expenses? And Bill or Jill would be, well, I think we're spending about $4,000 a month. And then after filling out the guide, they're realizing they're spending about 20 to 40% more than that, and they were astounded by that. And I already see 3 people that have sent me a chat or a question saying they would like to have that guide. I will have my staff get that to you right after the end of the presentation. So thanks for requesting that. The next step of the process is to identify your guaranteed income sources. You may have multiple sources for income in retirement. Some of your income may be from guaranteed sources such as Social Security, from an annuity, or from a pension. And some of your income may come from non-guaranteed sources such as your savings, your stock portfolio, and other sources like real estate, which also could include a part-time job or rental income if you want to. An income savvy plan is built on the foundation of guaranteed income, so we're going to begin with those sources. And if you see at the top, though, the guaranteed sources of income, there are only 3: Social Security, annuities, and pensions. Everything else is not guaranteed for yourself. One of the most common sources and most used, obviously, is Social Security and guaranteed. If you're like many retirees, Social Security benefits may serve as an important part of your annual income in retirement. So you want to make sure that you're making the most out of benefits as you're entitled. Waiting to start your benefits can be a good strategy for boosting retirement income. Conversely, starting early could cost you money down the road. It all depends. We did a Social Security webinar, if you missed it a couple weeks ago, talking about taking your benefits early versus later. And the most common question and the most thing was at it, the break-even point was between 12 and 14 years for most people. So ask yourself, what's more important? You want to enjoy between 62 and 76, or from 76 going forward? So question you have to ask yourself. And you'll see this hypothetical example shows how monthly benefits can be deferred based on the age you start. Keep in mind, amounts showed do not reflect the actual cost of living. It assumes that you receive a $1,000 benefit, and you have assumed full retirement benefit at the age of 66, which now full retirement age can be different. And once again, you can visit socialsecurity.gov for more details on when your benefits start. And this is at the site right here for yourself. If you want to do this, if you've never been here before, we'd be more than happy to help you with it. Take a screenshot of this, or we can send this to you if you request it later. But use the retirement estimator available at www.ssa.gov/retire/estimator.html. And if you go there, the retirement estimator, My Social Security, you can sign up, log in, and check daily on what your Social Security balance is going to be. And I can honestly say from the bottom of my heart, I would say at least 2 out of every 10 people that have taken the time to go into Social Security have seen a flaw in the system, and they've missed a couple of years of their income. And most of those people is if they moved or changed jobs or whatever, and it wasn't suddenly propped up by their new job, which wasn't Social Security's fault. It was your new employer not setting up Social Security. So take the time, it's worth it. This is one of the biggest investments, one of the biggest part of your portfolio you're going to have in your lifetime. So it only takes a few minutes of your time. And you don't have to call them. It's not going to be on hold for like 2 hours waiting to talk to someone. This is just simple. You go on and check it out. But in addition to Social Security, another source of guaranteed income that may be applicable to you is a defined benefit pension plan. If you're fortunate enough to be covered by a benefit pension plan, you may want to contact your current or former Human Resources Department to learn more about your benefits. And these are the questions you're going to want to ask. At what age are your benefits available? What are my payout options? Do I have the option for an income stream that lasts as long as I live while providing benefits to my surviving spouse if I should die first? What are the estimated benefit amounts and couple other ones I like to ask that we didn't put up on here is, do I have the option of a benefit buyout? And what if I die? Where does the money go? That's an important one. Most pension plans, if you pass away prematurely, the pension company keeps the money and all that money goes back to them and nobody else gets that for you. As we walk through the process for turning assets into income, we're going to take a look at a hypothetical case study that gives you a better idea on how this actual process can work. And we're going to consider this case, we're going to change the names a little bit to David and Patricia. Both are 65 years old, retiring now, and look to generate predictable lifetime income for their life. David and Patricia have taken the first step by assessing their income needs. They've determined how much they're going to need each year to cover their essential lifestyle expenses and their discretionary lifestyle expenses using the Income Savvy worksheet. This is a condensed version of the worksheet. We have the one that we actually were offering a few slides ago. It's probably about 2.5 times this one. It breaks into categories a little bit more in depth, all the way down to pet costs and stuff like that. And as expenses are categorized either by essential or discretionary. So in the case of David and Patricia, they're still carrying a small mortgage and still paying on their one of their two cars, excuse me. All in, they estimate their essential lifestyle expenses about $45,000 each year. In addition to their essential lifestyle expenses, they expect an estimate about $15,000 in discretionary expenses, such as travel and entertainment, which brings their total annual expenses up to $60,000. Of course, your expenses are going to be different as everybody else is, but again, this is simply just an example to help you understand the planning process that we're talking about needing through Income Savvy. So David and Patricia have also determined their annual guaranteed income. They estimated together that receiving about $25,000 in Social Security benefits each year. Like many boomers, neither of them is covered in a pension plan, so Social Security is their only guaranteed source of retirement income at this point of their time in their life. So once retirement needs and guaranteed incomes are identified, which they are, it's time to determine if you're facing an income gap. And by that, I mean, do you have enough guaranteed income to cover your expected expenses in retirement? So what we're going to do first here is determine if David and Patricia have enough guaranteed income to cover their annual essential living costs of $45,000. This is a priority for many retirees and the key to creating an income savvy plan. When we subtract David and Patricia's annual expenses of $45,000 from their guaranteed gap of $25,000 from Social Security, you can see that they're experiencing now a 20% income gap. Of course, you may want some or all your discretionary income to be covered with that guaranteed income as well. So next, we're going to examine David and Patricia's total annual expenses. That is their essential lifestyle expenses of $45,000 plus their discretionary expenses of $15,000 to see what they're facing as an overall income gap. When we subtract the total expenses of $60,000 from their annual guaranteed income of $25,000, you can see they're facing an overall income gap of over $35,000. In addition to the income gap, another factor you want to consider is the income reliability ratio. That's a tongue twister for the record. So your income reliability ratio can help you assess where you stand in terms of your retirement income security. So let's take a look at David and Patricia's income reliability ratio. It's determined by dividing their annual guaranteed income by their total annual expenses. So in this case, that's $25,000 divided by $60,000. The number resulting is then multiplied by 100, producing a ratio of 42%. So in all reality, what does this number really mean? Where are you going with this, Dolph? Well, if your income reliability ratio is further to the left and closer to zero, you will need to consider that if you are comfortable with your retirement income being funded from your current savings and investment portfolio and other non-guaranteed sources such as part-time job or rental income. This type of income is less predictable due to the market volatility, and changes in interest rate or other factors may result in lower retirement income security. But if your income reliability ratio is further to the right, you have the assurance of knowing that a greater portion of your total annual expenses from retirement will be covered with income that is guaranteed for a higher level of retirement income security and safety. David and Patricia's income ratio is closer to the left, which means they can lower their retirement income security. After talking with their professional, David and Patricia have determined that they are not comfortable with their current essential lifestyle of a gap of 20,000 and the income reliability ratio of 42%. So they're looking to take income security by ensuring expenses are covered no matter what. And this is generally what happens to most people at this point of their life. So to help increase retirement income, David and Patricia basically need more guaranteed income. Simple as that. Which brings us to the next topic I'm going to talk about today is how do you generate more guaranteed income? Now this is going to be a video that a lot of you are going to watch that are going to blow your mind away of how something so small could be worth something so much. So sit back, enjoy the next 2.5, 3 minutes. Once I can get the pointer. Okay, there we go.
The process of saving for retirement is commonly understood. Save a certain amount each year, invest it, and give your nest egg time to grow. But once you are ready to retire and start living on that income, things can quickly become more confusing. If you spend any time on the internet, you will quickly discover that there are many approaches to generating retirement income. To help you evaluate those approaches, a concept called equivalent portfolio value, or EPV, can be helpful. Simply put, EPV evaluates how much income one approach can generate versus another, and what it will take for two different approaches to generate the same level of income. Take the two siblings, Mark and Mary. Both spent their working years saving for retirement. They were planning to retire in 5 years, and each of them had saved $550,000. After doing some math, both Mark and Mary determined that they would need $40,000 a year from their savings to meet their retirement income needs. Mark decides to use a drawdown approach while maintaining an asset allocation strategy, withdrawing 4% annually. Based on his $550,000 today, 4% would only generate $22,000, just over half of what he needs. In order to generate the $40,000 from his investment plan, his $550,000 will need to grow to $1 million in 5 years, or 82%. Alternatively, Mary decides to utilize a fixed index annuity to generate the $40,000. The fixed index annuity guarantees that if Mary places $550,000 in it today, in 5 years, the insurance company would begin paying her the $40,000 she needs each year for as long as she lives. To put it another way, Mary's $550,000 fixed index annuity has an EPV of $1 million. By using a fixed index annuity, Mary has peace of mind that she will receive the income she needs in retirement. On the other hand, in order for Mark to generate the level of income he needs, his drawdown approach would require his portfolio to earn an annual rate of return of 12.72% before fees and taxes each and every year for the next 5 years. Only then will Mark have the $1 million he needs for retirement. Using EPV can be useful to compare retirement income approaches. But how is it that Mary's $550,000 can do the work of $1 million? It is because Mary is tapping into one of the unique strengths of insurance companies. Insurance companies can pool risk across tens of thousands of people. With insurance companies, we can do more together than we can alone. Mark, on the other hand, must face the risks of retirement all by himself. If there is a financial mishap, he only has himself to manage the impact of that setback. So ask your financial professional if a fixed index annuity might be right for you.
I love that video because it shows you the power of how less is actually more down the road. And you're wondering who True Choice Financial is. They are one of my marketing organizations. I belong to 3 different ones throughout the United States that creates and helps me create videos and stuff like that as well. So if after meeting with us you find that you're facing an income gap, you may want to help improve your income reliability ratio to help enhance your retirement income security. You may want to consider repositioning a portion of your current savings and portfolio to generating more guaranteed income. Repositioning a portion of your current savings and portfolio into an annuity plan is one way to help enhance your retirement income strategies are met. An annuity can provide you with an income stream that's guaranteed to last for as long as you live, your spouse lives, and depending on if you want a single or joint income level on top of that. There's another different types of annuities out there to choose from depending on your goals, whether it's a variable annuity, which I do not offer because of the risk factor and it's not guaranteed. And then there's fixed indexed annuities, which you can use for accumulation or guaranteed lifetime income. You have immediate annuities and deferred income annuities, as well as fixed annuities. No matter which avenue you do, they are working with insurance companies. But being an independent, working with over 33 different companies now, and Jeff works with over 27, that's 60 different companies we have access to try to find the right one for you, because it's not a one size fits all. I've seen in the past where a lot of people will offer a variable or an immediate annuity or just one type of annuity to somebody, and it's not going to fit their needs. It's like finding the right thing for everybody is exactly what it's all about. And if you're looking for income, that's one of the greatest places to look for, is an annuity. So if you have determined that you want to purchase an annuity and enhance your retirement income security and address your income gap, you want to review your current savings and portfolio to see if there are any changes you should make. And this is another part of that 5 Steps Retirement Guide we talked about. And we can help you determine which savings and investments maybe it makes sense to reposition based on your overall income strategy. We can help you evaluate your current savings and portfolio in terms of the ability to generate income from retirement, and also make sure you have an adequate amount of emergency funds to cover those unexpected costs. As part of the review process, we'll consider legacy plans as well. We can help you reposition a portion of your savings and portfolio to address these plans, if a legacy, leaving one to kids, church, charity is important to you. The one thing to note, if you are under the age of 59 and a half and you do take disbursements, you might be subject to a 10% government penalty. So before we wrap up, some of you might be wondering, well, whatever happened to David and Patricia? How did they address their income gap and low income reliability ratio? Well, to generate the additional guarantee, David and Patricia repositioned a portion of their savings into an annuity. The income savvy solution helped them secure more guaranteed income, eliminate their essential lifestyle income gap, and increase their income reliability ratio, and they get to feel more confident about their retirement knowing they have guaranteed income they're never going to outlive. So to recap our income savvy discussion for today, we reviewed some challenges that you need to prepare for retirement. We saw a couple of videos, one being on how longevity can really impact your portfolio, and 2, equivalent portfolio allocation on seeing what your money is really worth depending on how your money is separated. We also took a look at the income floor approach, a strategy for generating more income in retirement. We walked through a number of key steps you may want to consider as developing your retirement income strategy, including assessing your needs and determining your guaranteed income sources. And finally, we touched on the use of an annuity that might help you generate more guaranteed income and protection going into the future. So what can you do to become more income savvy when it comes to your retirement? Well, like I said, first of all, you can ask us for a copy of the 5 Steps Retirement Guide to fill out and see where your opportunities are to that. Once again, you can call, email, or text. You can go to Kennedy.com/DolphJanis if you'd like to schedule a meeting at your convenience and your time to set up on our calendar to go over this income evaluation and strategy session. You can visit our website at clearincomeforlife.com, and we have guides to help you show turning your assets into income and design a retirement income strategy that's correct for you, as every individual situation is different. This is basically a disclosure saying I'm not a member of a bank, I'm not a CPA, and I'm not an attorney or a stockbroker. Again, these are the resources that we offer that is on the attached sheet, all complimentary resources from different retirement gaps. If you want to sign up for future webinars, it's donotlosemoney.com. I said the one in 2 weeks is going to be simply on insurance companies, love them or hate them. And then past webinars is, you go to YouTube, clearincomestrategiesgroup.com for that. Again, the email, the address to go to schedule a meeting with myself or the team here is calendly.com/myname, DolphJanis. All the days that are available and the times are available are there, so you don't need to call. You can just do it on your own convenience. And please, I highly encourage you to go visit us at clearincomeforlife.com. and follow us on Facebook at Clear Income Strategies and our YouTube channel. Again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you to everybody who attended this webinar today. I hope you learned something new, give you different opportunities, and again, open up your mind to the different strategies that are out there in this world today for yourself. So enjoy the rain. You guys be careful, be safe, have a wonderful and safe weekend. And I look forward to seeing you, any of you, and hopefully all of you, on my webinar in 2 weeks from this coming up. So take care and stay dry. God bless you. Bye-bye.